different starting lineups, and yes, Morgan Jones has had to shoulder a lot of the offensive load. She will be the centerpiece, but really for Florida State, looking forward to getting everybody else up to speed.
And we are underway. Florida State in the road blacks. Digna Stratmanagh with the miss for Georgia Tech, wearing their home whites here at McCamish Pavilion. Just underway in this scoreless game. Florida State had some high expectations, ranked 16th in the preseason. Morgan Jones, number 24, there she is. Didn't take her long to get the shot off, and Kubai gets it up to Love. This is a Georgia Tech team that really doesn't have a true point guard this season.
Yeah, when you think about Georgia Tech and what they've been able to do, they lost Kiara Fletcher to injury, Loyal McQueen to transfer, did not have a true point guard, really doing it by committee, finding ways to win ball games because they're locking down on the defensive end of the floor.
Lotman, who has been running the point, gets it into Kubai, and Nell Fortner told us that Kubai is coming off what she considered to be her best offensive game of her career in a very convincing victory the last time they were out.
Pam, we've been covering a few of Georgia Tech's games and calling for Loretta Kubai to be a little bit more aggressive on the offensive end of the floor. I think it's a great sign that Georgia Tech goes to her the first play of the game.
And Kubai coming in, averaging 9.5 points per game. Went over the 1,000 point and rebound mark this year for her great career at Georgia Tech. Hermosa gets the rebound. Hermosa, who is from Spain, Kubai from Italy. They are the two post players that they rely on heavily. Aaliyah, known as Lily Love to her friend. Stratmanagh, the designated Syracuse transfer, as they lost all 11 transfers, and Kubai now is 2 for 2, Steph.
And I love the horn set right away, initiating with multiple people and getting Kubai in the high-low, getting her some easy looks. Pam, she's been shooting the ball a lot more confident in conference play. Her numbers are up. She's knocked down a few threes as well. Sometimes as a senior, you feel this sense of urgency this time of year. I got to step it up on both ends for my team.
And Hermosa, Nerea Hermosa, averaging 11 points per game, leads this team. Love is second at the only other player who averages in double figures for this Georgia Tech club. Personal foul called on Sarah Bajetti, the Arizona State transfer, who is from Finland, getting the start at the point this evening over Amaria Gordon, a freshman who has gotten some starts there. And you're going to see many more substitutions for Florida State tonight. They go much deeper on the bench.
It's good for Florida State to see Bianca Jackson back in the lineup as well. She's missed significant games with injury, and Kubai continues to be aggressive offensively.
Yeah, Lorella Kubai 6, Florida State nothing right now. Kubai is a player whose career high is only 21 points, which surprised me when I was doing our research for the first game we've done. And Nell Fortner says she has been trying to get her to kind of slow her pace or have a different pace on the offensive end. It's paid off so far, and Gordon off the bench gets the first points for the Seminoles.
Well, Kubai is one of those players. I mean, she leads the ACC in assisted turnover ratio as well. I mean, she loves to facilitate. In order for her team to continue to be successful, they need her to score more, and I think she's taking more ownership of that.
Turnover gets it back to Florida State, and they take advantage. Off the Weber steal, Gordon making an impact right away with 4 quick points off the bench.
And Amaria Gordon plays with such confidence. She has a really good feel for her team, and a Kubai with a 3.
Wow, Lorella Kubai coming out on fire. Has every single Georgia Tech point.
And she's hit 4 threes on the season, 3 of which have come in ACC play.
Yep, she is now 4 of 12 on the season from distance. Right now they are saying that is a long 2, not a 3. No doubt it will be looked at once they hit the first timeout.
I mean, Kubai has just been aggressive from the jump offensively. Saw her go to the rim a couple of times early, and there just inside the 3-point line, knocking down a long 2.
Most rebounds and most games played in the history of this program, as you see. And those assists lead her team and are fourth in the entire conference. And finally, somebody other than Kubai scores. It's Lautinen. Georgia Tech out of the gates quickly, up 10-4. Welcome back. The Georgia Tech team, yeah, they play in Atlanta, but they have gone across the ocean to find some great talent. Nerea Hermosa, one of the post players from Spain. And if you go a little bit farther north, the capital of Finland is, of course, Helsinki, where Lotta-Maj Lautinen comes from. And Lorella Kubai, who has been terrific in this game so far, is the Italian. And Kubai has another teammate, Digna Stratmana, who is one of two Latvians on this Georgia Tech team. This is a club that has players from those 3 different countries and 5 different states. And there is Nell Fortner, now in her 3rd season, has done a tremendous job taking this squad all the way to the NCAA tournament last year and the Sweet 16, only the 2nd in their history. Pam Ward and Steph White joining you, and Florida State took a timeout, even though they were only about a minute away from a media timeout after falling behind 10-4. Lorella Kubai scoring 8 of those 10 points. And we talked about the different countries, but that's a lot of different languages.
It's 10, really impressive. It's really impressive. You know, I think there was a ball game, Pam, we were talking about when you get angry at your coach, just speak to him in one of those languages, right?
Yes. Yeah, the University of Miami has a lot of foreign players. Kubai herself speaks 4 languages, Italian, Spanish, English, and Albanian. And she's a heck of a basketball player, has gotten off to a great start. That, however, is a turnover for Georgia Tech. This is a Georgia Tech team that has only lost 3 games all year by a grand total of 11 points. And a couple of them were just downright heartbreakers, losing at the buzzer pretty much to both Purdue and Louisville. In that Louisville game, they led for over half an hour and still lost in what would have been a huge win over a top 5 team.
I think it's a team that has shown their toughness, their ability to be resilient, have a couple of tough losses early to Auburn and Purdue, and come back and beat Georgia on the road, beat UConn in back-to-back games.
And this is some of what Morgan Jones could do. Good defense, though, to stop her on the break by Love, but Morgan Jones is kind of a game changer for this squad.
Yeah, that's 2 turnovers in a row by Georgia Tech. Morgan Jones just uses her length to get out in the passing lane, unable to finish in transition. Those are the ones you need to finish. When you have opportunities to get easy scores in transition, those really, really hurt when you can't convert. Right here, you got to look at that skip. Yep, and the seal. So the adjustment for Florida State is to deny the high post reversal. You got to look for the skip and seal. And great movement without the basketball.
Oh, that was just downright pretty. And Kubai gets another assist into Stratmana this time. Florida State's missed its last 4. And Stratmana with the hack after the drive by Bianca Jackson.
So we see really the evolution of Georgia Tech offensively. Don't have a true point guard, but learning how to play on multiple sides of the floor. Early in possessions, they were getting their first or second look. That time they had to make plays, and Stratmana moves without the basketball.
Stratmana with the foul that sends Jackson to the free throw line. And Nell Fortner doesn't really call it a point guard. She says we have initiators on offense because they don't have the true point guard. You mentioned the injury to Fletcher, Loyal McQueen deciding after 3 games to enter the transfer portal, but somehow they're making it work. It's good to see Jackson back on the floor. This last 3 games, total of 5, she hadn't played either because of injury or COVID protocol, and did not play in their convincing win against Wake Forest. And Coach Semrau said she was stunned at how well they played without the services of some of her players. Sue Semrau back after taking last year off, a leave of absence to care for her mom, who we are happy to report now is in remission from cancer. Drive and a charge on Love.
Sue Summerall took that timeout, and it looks like she talked to her team about their defensive energy and intensity. Great job of getting outside the restricted area by Puisis. Lily Love tried to avoid the contact, but couldn't do it.
Sammy Puisis, the junior from Mason, Ohio, hit her 100th career three in their last game and was called for the blocking foul, so they did indeed change it. We saw the initial signal was that it was a charge on Love, but instead a blocking foul on Puisis. Lily Love is a player that Nell Fortner wants to depend on more and more. Said she worked hard last summer, can outright fly on the floor. Great athlete.
For a player like Lily Love, whose primary role was to be a great defender, rebounder, and slasher, she's thrown into a situation where now she has to handle the basketball. And there is nothing better for your growth than trial by fire. Be out there, play through mistakes, understand offense, and really get confidence by playing the game.
Good defense by Hermosa on Myers, but an offensive rebound. Morgan Jones tried to hunt it down. Good hustle on both ends, but the ball goes over to Georgia Tech. Eric Bruton, Pu'ulani Spurlock Welsh, and Tiara Cruz are officials this evening in Atlanta. And Kubai is not going to sit for long if indeed she comes out, averaging over 31 minutes per game for this Tech team that, as we mentioned, has a very short bench. Trying to force it inside to Hermosa, and it is a turnover.
That was a really good call by Nell Fortner to get a touch inside to Hermosa, but better defense. Sammy Puisis was there on the backside, able to get a hand on the ball.
Mickey DeMoss emoting over there on the bench next to Nell Fortner, the chief of staff on the squad, the veteran, one of the shining lights of women's college basketball. Great defense, Lottman just took it away from Bajetti. Lottman driving on Puisis, who got her. That's 2 fouls on Sammy. So Florida State right now really struggling. They have not scored now for over 4 minutes, no field goals at least, and that's in part because they're playing not just the best defense in the ACC, Steph White, but the best defense statistically in the country.
Absolutely. I mean, Georgia Tech is a team that is incredibly disciplined on the defensive end of the floor. They use their size and length. They're a smart defensive team. And look, this is a team who yesterday watched film, didn't even go through scout defense until shoot around this morning. Their experience really plays into this as well, as a three by Lily Love.
Yeah, that's a great point, Steph, because on Tuesday they had a makeup game in Pittsburgh. Didn't get back to Atlanta until very late Tuesday night. Yeah, they just watched film yesterday and went through their Florida State stuff today at shoot-around. Here's Love.
Well, and you can see offensively, this is a team that struggles at times to score the basketball, but they're gaining confidence. We saw it in the Louisville game, shooting the ball much better. Ball is moving side to side, multiple players touching the basketball. When you don't have a true lead guard, a true point guard, the ball has to move quickly. You don't want one person to keep it in their hands for very long, and they're doing a much better job of moving it.
Sue Semrau, among the coaches we've talked to this year, who said just it's fun to watch Georgia Tech play. They have a lot of admiration for them. Kubai now continues. They have made 8 straight shots from the floor.
And Pam, I have been so impressed with the way that Kubai has taken some offensive ownership in conference play. I mean, this is a player whose offensive game has always paled in comparison to what she does on the defensive end of the floor, and now she's catching fire and she understands her team needs her to score.
And she has really come through in the last couple of games. She's already into double figures today. Lottman was fouled on her way to the basket. Kubai leading the ACC, almost 12.5 rebounds per game, and she's already here in the first quarter over her season average in scoring with 10 points. Lottman at the line. We got more women's college basketball coming your way, a quadruple header Sunday, and we start things off. How about this matchup? Duke at NC State at 4 Eastern time. Quadruple header starts at noon Eastern on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. Duke was a loser today to Virginia Tech, and this Virginia Tech team, if they're not ranked next week, I will be surprised and cranky. They're good.
We don't want you to be cranky, Pam.
No.
We certainly don't want that, but they are. I mean, they're a very good team, shoot the basketball incredibly well. Liz Kitley had another double-double. I mean, just playing great basketball, and Asia Shepherd got hot late in that Duke game.
She sure did. Another good win for Virginia Tech against Duke. Another foul on Florida State. They had missed 6 straight field goals before the make on the other end by Timpson. Kayla Timpson is a player that we're going to be talking about for the next few years, a terrific freshman out of Edison, Georgia. As Lottinen heads back to the line, where she missed both of them her last trip. Georgia Tech, not a good free throw shooting team. Only 2 teams in the ACC shoot worse, and they're 64% from the line.
And missing free throws at the end of the ball game cost them the game at Purdue on the road. Missed 4 free throws that could have sealed it, not able to convert.
And that's the stuff that I'm sure you coaches keeps you up at night, right?
It sure does. It sure does. Pam, it keeps me up at night watching all of these teams miss free throws. Are you kidding me?
Even now.
Even now.
And the shot from the outside by Aaron Howard. An Auburn transfer, did not play last year, redshirt, nursing an injury. Lottinen able to get free on the line, short. Now Bajetti leading the offense. Kubai on the defensive end with the block. Oh, and then a terrific recovery by Timpson, the freshman we just talked about.
Yeah, Timpson is so quick off the floor. I mean, her second jump is just as quick as her first. Using her athleticism and her ability to stay with the play.
Nell Fortner says that Michaela Timpson, the freshman for Florida State, will be ACC Player of the Year someday.
I think she's right. I mean, as she continues to grow and her skill set, her athleticism is already elite.
Michaela Timpson, number 21 in black for Florida State, who are down now by 9 to Georgia Tech. Timpson wearing number 21 because that's what Brooke Wyckoff wore. How about number 13 for the other side?
Kubai 5 for 5 from the floor, 10 points, exactly the start Georgia Tech needed. Lorela Kubai's offensive game has been dominant so far here tonight. Getting her a touch early in the ball game, she went right to the rim. 2 scores. You can just see her confidence on the offensive end of the floor continue to grow. Fadeaway jumpers off the glass, pull-ups in the mid-range, stretching her range to nearly the 3-point line, as well as getting it done on the defensive end of the floor and rebounding the basketball. And you see her numbers here tonight. Same amount of assists as Florida State as well.
She also has a block on the night so far, averaging under 10 points per game at 9.5 per game already, with 10 in this quarter. And we talked to Nell Fortner yesterday, and she said that Kubai is shooting the ball better against Pitt. That was their last game than she has ever seen, playing with confidence, which is such an important component. That was a much-needed 3 for Florida State and Bajetti.
Yeah, and I think as you watch Kubai play, oftentimes she would much rather have the assist than score the basketball. But Georgia Tech's a team that struggles on the offensive end, and they need her to be a go-to player. And when she takes ownership of that role, you're going to see this team continue to grow, get better, and win games because of offense.
They're shooting the ball so far so good in this game. Need one here. Kubai, desperation 3 to beat the buzzer. Everything is going right. The big smile from Kubai.
We just needed the shoulder shrug, like, it's there tonight.
Yeah,
it's here.
Some magic right now for Kubai. Good rebound. Terrific second effort by Courtney Weber, but it ultimately did not pay off. But Lorella Kubai, gosh, Georgia Tech, and the shot clock was winding down, Steph. This was a desperation three.
Well, hey, you get it up there and you give it a chance, and you look at her form. I mean, Nell Fortner was talking to us as she shows you the smile right there, just nodding her head. She said, you know, she's not shooting it as flat as she used to. She's getting arc on it. She's spent time. She's worked on her game, and we're seeing the results.
Georgia Tech with the 9-point lead over Florida State, but they are dealing right now with an injury to Nerea Hermosa, who went off the court. And take a look, number 20 holding her left shoulder as she comes off the court.
Well, hopefully for Nell Fortner and Georgia Tech, Hermosa can go back and find out what's going on. I mean, this is a team that doesn't go very deep at all. They play 7 players. Really, their starting 5 get a majority of the minutes. Can't afford to lose a player to injury.
Yeah, especially someone like Hermosa, who was their leading scorer, 11 points per game. Sarah Bates, number 3, a 5'9" guard now is in the game for Tech. There is Bates averaging about 5 points per game. And 3-point specialist, perhaps why she wears number 3. Stratmanova was just called for a foul. Her second. So yeah, they're going deeper on the bench already, Steph, as Aisha Won Aranez has come in, the 6'3" forward from Spain. Another Spaniard on this team, and there is a foul drawn by Carter. Or checked that by Aranez, who just came in.
I think this is one of those situations where you see the experience of Georgia Tech, as now we see Kubai in the point forward position, the experience of these players and understanding, again, the defensive system, understanding the scout without having to go through it multiple times.
Sarah Bajetti just called for a foul. That is her second, clogging up the path. Love, tough turnaround, falls short. Bajetti running the point. And a slash into the lane and a good finish.
Yeah, it's important for Bianca Jackson to get going for Florida State. I mean, she's only played 2 conference games, but averaging 12 points in those games. Her ability to get to the rim, her ability to score with the basketball in her hands and be a playmaker is key.
Hurt her foot in practice in mid-November. Making her way back, was not full strength for a few games. Bates, just talked about her 3-point shooting ability, puts one up well short, but Kubai, who's a ball magnet, gets the rebound.
Well, Bianca Jackson has experience on the floor for Florida State, and you see her ability to attack the rim. She sees the mismatch. Sarah Bates not able to contain one-on-one.
Jackson, who is a South Carolina transfer, second year playing at Florida State. Last year led the team in both scoring and assists. Making her way back this year like several of her teammates. And Won Aranez, only averaging a point per game, gets the bucket.
Yeah, that's big. It's big to be able to get production off the bench, particularly when you don't know what's going on right now with Nerea Hermosa.
Yeah, exactly. That's why she is in there, because Hermosa has gone to the locker room.
That's a really good move inside, utilizing the glass.
Second year at Georgia Tech, started her career at Ohio State. Lorella Kubai is now 7 for 7 from the floor.
Keep giving her the ball. She's getting it in all different places on the floor. She's playing with confidence. Allow her to go to work.
15 for Kubai, which is 2 off of her season high and 4 off her career high. Big time 3 for Howard, her second 3 of the night. Kubai again, her first miss of the evening. Can't count Florida State out.
Well, Pam, we talked about it earlier. I mean, this is a Florida State team who's had 2 or 3 practices at most with their entire roster. Don't quite have a rhythm offensively. Sarah Bates gets a steal, attacks in transition.
Morgan Jones comes away with the miss. Another 3. That one a little bit too strong, but Morgan Jones right there for the putback.
Morgan Jones has to get more touches. She's got to be able to get touches in the half court. You know, Florida State's really got to work the ball, get her some touches, get Timpson some touches inside. You know, sometimes taking the first open shot isn't the best shot. And right now they need to really work to get great shots.
Hermosa getting ready to come back in, has some of the tape on her left shoulder, so that's I'm sure a sight for sore eyes for Nell Fortner to get Hermosa back.
Absolutely, and speaking of getting touches, I mean, Hermosa needs to get some looks inside. He's leading this team in scoring and has yet to attempt a field goal.
Georgia Tech is led by as many as a dozen. Jones, second shot, got it.
Yeah, you got to keep giving her the ball. I mean, Morgan Jones, her size, her length, she can shoot over almost any defender. Lily Love is about as good a matchup as she's going to face. And if Jones can get hot, heat up a little bit, that's a good sign for Florida State.
And meanwhile, Georgia Tech has started to go cold. They hit 9 out of 12 in the first quarter. No shot, whistle before.
I mean, just watch Morgan Jones, just really good. She gets a rhythm dribble right up into her pull-up, able to elevate over the defender.
First team All-ACC last year, also on the All-Defensive team. Hit a couple of shots here in the second quarter, and Georgia Tech can make this a one-possession game if Jones can hit this. Just a little bit too strong. Hermosa could not come up with it. Love on the other end, no good. And yes, count it. For Georgia Tech, it's Aviance Carter.
Well, Carter was running in transition. Perfect place, perfect positioning for the offensive rebound. Able to convert. I mean, Aviance Carter is just one of those kids that's tough as nails. You know, she comes in, she plays her role. She's a versatile player off the bench for Nell Fortner. Makes a big play there.
Fouled by Courtney Weber. Completes the three-point play. Nell Fortner having to go deeper on her bench, I'm sure, than she anticipated, especially this early in the game. Juan Ordonez and now Carter contributing off the bench. Gets the lead back up to 6. Good defense again. Draw Jackson off balance. Rebound by Juan Ordonez. Lottanen looking for help. Remember, Kubai is on the bench right now, getting a little bit of a break. After a terrific start, boy, Lottanen with the confident drive. Kubai's active on the bench.
Well, Lottanen Lottanen has just continued to settle into the role of being a point guard for this team. You know, early in the season, the ball stuck in her hands a little bit too much. Now she understands when and who and how to get rid of the basketball, and when it's her time.
Kind of thrust into that point guard role. Carter able to keep it alive, at least for a second, before Jackson comes away with it. And then a nice pass. Unselfish play to find Timpson.
I think Florida State can be really good in transition. I mean, this is a team that's going to have to start locking in on the defensive end. Right now, collectively, defensively, they're not in sync as a unit. Lock in on the defensive end, get some rebounds, get some steals, get going in transition.
Hermosa gets her shot blocked, is able to gather. Unanez continues to come up big. The drive by Amaria Gordon, another one of the talented freshmen on this squad.
She's fearless, Pam. I mean, you watch Amaria Gordon play. She's fearless. She's aggressive with the basketball. She shoots it with confidence. She's really starting to get a feel for how to run a team.
Yeah, Sue Semrau was raving about her when we spoke to her, said she's just going to be a great college player. You've already seen some of that explosiveness. True freshman out of Bradenton, Florida. Just a couple of games in COVID protocol. There's a good look at Amaria. Wake Forest on Sunday had a career-high 8 assists in that game that Sue Semrau talked about, just how complete a game they played. They won it 87-46. See the difference right now from the first quarter. They trailed by 9 after the first 10 minutes. Jones, left short. Kubai back in the game and almost immediately hits the deck.
Pam, I continue to be impressed with just Georgia Tech's attention to detail in their scout defense. You'll see switching some on-ball screens when it's like-sized matchups, hard shows on the little point guards of Florida State. And again, we're talking about a team who did it without practice, right? Just doing it through walkthrough. That's why they are, from a number standpoint, the best defensive team in the country. They're able to absorb it. They're able to execute it.
Again, they played in Pittsburgh on the road on Tuesday and just went through stuff during their shoot-around, which is typically only about an hour today is when they did that. And that's what Sue Semrau just talked about, how smart they are and how well they execute. And that's a case in point when they didn't have time to go through this in a full practice, and yet they're still executing. Nice pass over to Carter, in and out. Lily Love kept it alive momentarily, but Florida State with a chance with Puisis. Went by Kubai, who fouled her out on the perimeter. Well, Kubai with 15 points, the only player for either squad in double figures right now. Howard's three-pointer is a little bit off the mark.
Right now, there's no shooter on the floor for Georgia Tech. And so Florida State, a good opportunity for them to get some stops and turn those into scores.
Yeah, Elizabeth Bulana is in, number 10 for Georgia Tech, also a player that has not gotten a lot of playing time in conference play. As we go to 30 seconds to go in the first half, a little bit too strong off the glass, but another foul out on the perimeter. On Juan Aranez, that is her second. While the Noles keep running in fresh players, Morgan Jones only out for a minute or so. Clockwise comes back in. Now Bajetti running the point. Taking it in, rebound. Jones gets it back out, and they can kill this entire clock now in the quarter. Jackson, blocked by Kubai. Lorella Kubai makes another big play. Bulana can't get the last shot to go in, but Georgia Tech takes a 36-29 lead into the break. Lorella Kubai almost perfect with 15 points and 6 rebounds. Let's get it out to Kelsey and company in the studio. Georgia Tech with a 7-point lead over Florida State at the half, in large part because Lorela Cubaj came out on fire and is on her way to having a career night.
Yeah, and you know, you got to give Nell Fortner a lot of credit. Look, I played for Nell. One of the best things about Nell Fortner is her energy, her infectious personality, her joy and enthusiasm. And when you have that with a team like this that's just tough as nails, she gives them confidence. They believe in themselves. They believe in each other. And you're seeing the results of that.
Cubaj missed her first shot. It was a tie-up. Possession arrow gives it to Florida State. Yep, Nell Fortner was the head coach when you, with her, won a Big Ten title back in the last century, 1997. Georgia Tech had to get that in, sorry.
Yeah,
the first
I hear
quarter
that.
cut out to the first. You know, a good lead, but cooled off shooting-wise, but Florida State shooting was nothing to write home about either.
And if you're Florida State, you really have to feel good about where you are. You struggled on the defensive end. You struggled on the offensive end. It's still a single-point game. You know, Sue Semrau plays a lot of players. Can they use their depth? Can they get out in transition? Can they get more ball reversals and break down defenders? Can you get Georgia Tech in foul trouble off the bounce? Get some easy looks at the foul line.
Yeah, so far they have not done that. 11 players got onto the floor in the first half for Florida State as Jones turns it over. Florida State only has 2 free throws. Jackson got there, hit both of them, whereas Georgia Tech at the line is 4 of 7. This is the first team, by the way. Florida State is playing its first ranked opponent of the season in number 15, Georgia Tech. Well, the best team they have played so far this year, in what has been a tumultuous year with injuries and COVID protocol with several players. Lotman, somebody's got to shoot. It's Hermosa, first points of the night.
Well, this sure would be good for Georgia Tech if they could get Hermosa going, get her some touches inside. But that right there, that face-up 12 to 15-foot jump shot is something that Hermosa early in the season wasn't taken with confidence, wasn't knocking down. We saw in the UConn game, she hit a couple, it gave her confidence, and she's been good since then.
Collects the rebound on this play, and yes, this is a Georgia Tech team that beat UConn as well as Georgia this season. Lotman slices through everyone, but can't finish. Nice pull-up for the freshman. You're going to hear a lot about Amaria Gordon over the next few years.
She got to the rim early in the first half, and they're showing her mid-range pull-up game.
8 points for the freshman on 4 of 5 from the floor. Love over to Strapina, who hit a shot early and has not hit since. Here comes Florida State in the open court. Should be an advantage for them in transition, but Tech, as usual, does a good job getting back. Myers guarded by Hermosa. Scores. That's a tough shot for Valencia Myers.
That is a tough shot, a nice one-on-one matchup inside. And it'd be good for Florida State to find someone that you can get the ball to. If you can get it inside to Myers, if you can force a little bit of a rotation, get some high percentage looks.
Cuts the lead to 5. Georgia Tech led by as many as 12 in the first half. Lotman trying to get it into Cubaj, who is quickly doubled. Shot clock again dying. Strapina a little bit too strong. And they're going to get, I believe, Hermosa? No. A foul against Florida State.
Looks like they're going to give Puisis on the box out right here. This is just a good offensive one-on-one post-move possession by Valencia Myers. Good, strong finish inside.
Good eyes by you. That is indeed the 3rd foul on Sammy Puisis. She heads to the bench.
I like this horn set for Georgia Tech, and it gives them the ball in the middle of the floor. It gives them options to go high-low, skip options, but I like getting Cubaj going to the rim.
Cubaj tried to save it, but it leads to the breakaway for Morgan Jones.
That's one you want to have back. That's one you want to take out of bounds, make it a dead ball. Don't give a live ball to a team that can really flourish in transition.
Georgia Tech has missed 4 straight shots from the floor. Florida State creeping to within 3.
see how right now the ball's not moving for Georgia Tech? In the first half, it was moving side to side. They were getting open looks. Now the ball's getting stuck. Everything is slow.
And they're not getting many offensive rebounds. One possession game. Jones guarded by Love. Now Myers going to drive again, but Kubai comes over. Couple of blocks there by the Tech defense.
A really good second effort there by Lily Love, but this is that possession where, yeah, you applaud the effort, but sometimes you have to know, where are you on the floor? Is your basket the opponent's basket? It's better to take that ball out of bounds and get a dead ball turnover.
Just 5 seconds to shoot. Jetty might not have been aware of that.
And you have to be aware of that. As a point guard on the floor, you've got to make sure you communicate. The ball's out of bounds, low clock. Everybody has to know.
Kubai just picked up her 7th rebound and then runs into some contact. Timpson got her out on the perimeter. First foul on the freshman. More subs. Jones going out. Sue Semrau been very liberal with the substituting. Jackson back in. Good to see Bianca back on the floor. Missed the last 3 games. Has missed 5 games overall. Stratmana, that was too chancy, and it leads to the breakout. Kubai hustling as always. Caught up with Bajetti.
These turnovers, that was a possession right there. I think Stratmana should have shot the ball, but look at the hustle by Lily Love and Kubai in transition. Multiple
should have
levels
given
of
the
effort.
Love 2 love on that, yeah, because Kubai was there, but it was Love who got her hand on the ball. Just part of what makes this Georgia Tech team so tough. They play hard all the time. Lottanen goes down because she was fouled, even though Bajetti protests.
Looks like Lottanen just got her feet tangled up with Bajetti right here. Trying to keep her from getting the ball, feet tangled up, but you did see a little extension of the arm, which is, I guess, what the official saw.
That's a tough one. The foul on Bajetti, and another foul here, a blocking foul. So both Bajetti and Puisis have 3 fouls for Florida State. That last one on Weber was her 3rd, but they have depth. Puisis going to come back in with the 3 personals. Sammy has not scored. In fact, has not taken a shot.
And Pam, when you think about this Florida State team and not having the ability to practice together, going through all the different things that they've gone through with injury and protocols. I think Sue Semrau said they're just now getting out of practicing with masks, but they just don't have the chemistry yet on either end of the floor. There's no offensive flow, no offensive rhythm, no consistent rotations, who plays well with whom together, and you see the same thing on the defensive end.
Lottanen able to score her first points of the second half. How long does it usually take to gel, or does that depend, Steph?
It does, and it takes time. I mean, that's why you use an entire preseason, right, to try to figure out who can play well with each other, how can you gel together. And with as many players as they've had in and out, you know, you want it to be quick, but it's just not. You're talking about new faces and Timpson and Gordon and players like that you really have to get into a flow.
Stratmana coming up with the ball on the other end. Is Kubai working hard. Another fadeaway. She's cooled off after a very hot start. Puisis collects it for the Seminoles. And then the finish.
Pam, you can't teach that. Timpson down low just does such a good job of making a quick post move. Right now, that's all she has to do. She's a young player. She just needs her primary move. She needs to be active on the offensive glass. Then in the offseason, she starts working on her counters and her secondary moves and building her skill set.
Kubai got blocked from behind, but Juan Adanez has really given them some quality minutes off the bench. Played 9 minutes in the first half, which is more than what she usually plays in a game. And was able to help keep things alive. Timeout taken on the floor after Kubai has been called for a technical foul. We'll be right back.
Tech leading Florida State 42-37, and Lorela Kubai was called for a technical foul for jawing with Timpson after this play right here. Might have thought she was fouled. Wodenas with the putback, and right there you can see the words exchanged. Kubai called with that maybe somewhat soft technical foul, but we don't know what was said.
Yes, and we don't know in what language it was said. Kubai, again, speaks 4 languages. And I don't know, and you said that you've seen that in other games, right? Where it's sort of like you see taunting in the NFL.
Yeah.
Maybe let that one go, you think?
Well, I think that there are certain situations where, you know, competitive situations where somebody makes a big play or does something and just celebrating. Like, you can't take away the celebrating. And you see it in various basketball games, men's basketball, women's basketball. Like, the players enjoy the game. There's a competitive spirit to some of this stuff that you want to see as a fan.
And that certainly is part of Lorela Kubai's makeup, has always been a very emotional player. Kubai had 10 points in the first quarter. Since then, just 5, has not scored in this half. And it does count, the technical counts as a personal on Kubai, her second. Puisis hit both free throws. And then the drive right away going at Kubai. Aaron Howard converts.
That's a nice move by Howard. I think Florida State has to get Morgan Jones the ball, though. I think she's got to get more touches. I'd like to see her get on the backside of offense so then she can attack.
And Jones stuck on 6 points, and I might give the ball to Kubai right about now, see how she reacts to that technical. There you go.
That's a good call, Coach. I love it.
There you go.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Give her the ball. Let her use that emotion and channel it in a positive way for her team.
First points of the second half for Kubai gives Tech the 3-point advantage. Inside. Timpson with the miss, but the second chance by Jones. Stratmana called for traveling.
Aaron Howard had hit a couple of 3-point shots early in the ball game, so Kubai up on her at the 3-point line, does a good job of attacking the paint. And then Kubai playing along the elbow, the little jump hook.
Puisis, first shot goes in. That is her specialty. That's actually, pardon me, her second shot, her first 3 attempt goes in. Career 3, number 101 for the junior from Mason, Ohio.
Well, you said it, this is what she does best. She cannot have that much time and space. You got to be right on her hip when you're chasing her off of those screens, but the Florida State bench is loving it.
Puisis is a player that Sue Semrau has said is diversifying her game as a freshman. 83% of her shots were threes. Last year, 77%, coming down every year, but still, that is the vast majority of her arsenal. Saturday college basketball triple header on the ACC Network and the ESPN app comes your way. This is men's basketball. Notre Dame and Virginia Tech at 6 Eastern, and then Georgia Tech, North Carolina finish things up. Check it out on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. So Lotman getting both free throws to fall. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. The third quarter in which Florida State is outscoring Tech by 5 points. Puisis again, same result, and for the first time tonight, Florida State is the lead.
And Pam, 3 times the ball went through the midline of the floor. It went from one side to the other and back, and a little bit of misdirection. That is the most player and ball movement we've seen all night from Florida State. Really good execution.
And Love turns it over. Puisis heating him up.
Yeah, she is right here on the handoff, just gets loose and doesn't need much time and space.
Great reaction for Sammy, who was scoreless in the first half. All 8 of her points coming here in this quarter. 2 threes and 2 free throws after the technical by Kubai. Bates in to guard Puisis, this time off balance. The 2 goes off the rim. Kubai couldn't collect it. Morgan Jones with the putback.
Morgan Jones got that putback, but Michaela Timpson kept that ball alive. She was so active down low. She got a hand on it, kept it alive, and Morgan Jones was able to capitalize.
3-point advantage as we hit a minute to go in the third. Lottinen took steps. Georgia Tech, a team the best statistically defensively in the country as far as points per game, second best field goal percentage defense, but this is where things can get a little sticky with them as their offense can go into droughts. They certainly miss Kiara Fletcher.
Yes, yeah, they sure do. I mean, she's a player who averaged 13 points, 5.5 rebounds, almost 4 assists a ball game, but is a leader for this team. And right now, Florida State doing a much better job of attacking and putting pressure on this Georgia Tech defense.
Kiara Fletcher is redshirting this year after having foot surgery and gives them a whole nother look on offense. Coach Fortner says the offense would be a lot freer with her on the floor. And you mentioned her leadership. Foul here on Lily Love. Her first puts Jones on the line. We talk about leadership. Morgan Jones, certainly one of those, an impressive person on the floor, but how about off the floor? I mean, you were an elite student athlete, an academic All-American. I can't imagine the time crunch, and yet she still has time to do all these other things.
I mean, look at this. Just the vice chair, diversity and inclusion with SAC, and advisory committee members. I mean, Black Student Athletic Association as secretary. I mean, this is what we talk about when we talk about growing future leaders. You know, being a part of an athletic program, submerging yourself into life skills on campus and leadership roles and leadership positions. I mean, Morgan Jones just exemplifies that. Yeah, true student athlete, and don't forget, she was a first-team All-ACC basketball player last year as well. Georgia Tech trying to salvage something out of what has been a bad third quarter for them. Kubai double-teamed. River Baldwin. That time the hook was short. Baldwin boards it. And time for another shot for Florida State. Jetty to Jones. Heaves the 3. Just a touch too strong. But Florida State outscored Tech by 12 in that quarter. 8 points by Puisis. Sammy Puisis got loose, and a shooter just needs a little bit of time. She found the confidence, knocked down a couple, and Florida State's on top. Florida State caught fire in the third quarter. Did a really good job of moving the basketball. Started to break down off the bounce, get some easy scores in transition, utilize both sides of the floor, multiple players getting touches in the half court. Sammy Puisis hit 2 big threes to give Florida State some momentum, but more activity level, better ball movement, good job of attacking the paint. Outscoring Georgia Tech 22-10, as you see, shooting certainly much better. And Florida State only 29 points in the first half, 22 points in that third quarter alone. They were down 12 in the first quarter, and now they lead it by 5 as we go to the final 10 minutes. Pam Ward along with Stephanie White joining you
Kubai has been going to that hook shot often and gets fouled. Kubai, after a torrid start, had 10 points in the first quarter, 15 at halftime, only had 2 points in the third, as you see. Called for a technical foul and kind of stopped attacking the rim as much as we saw in the first half, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. You know, Georgia Tech really established her on the block in that horn set. She rolled low, Hermosa popped high, and when Hermosa wasn't in the ball game, Kubai couldn't go low. And you have to have shooters around, spacing so that there's no help inside. But I'd like to get her the ball in the paint, going to the rim, not fading away, stay aggressive.
That's one thing that Nell Fortner pointed out, was she went away from the fadeaways in the last couple of games in which her offense has improved. Trying to go inside. Nice defense by Bates. Bates, three-point specialist, gets it back to Lottinen. Here's Kubai on the drive. That little one-handed push shot off the mark again.
Yeah, every time she's fading away. You know, she's attacking now off the bounce. She's shooting a runner, fading away, where early in the ball game she was getting it with her back to the basket and going to the rim.
Lottinen and Kubai both in double figures for Georgia Tech. Jones, boy, nobody checked Baldwin.
Well, Morgan Jones made the play, and Lily Love is playing off of her, daring her to shoot it. Even if somebody's playing off of you, if you attack the paint just like Morgan Jones did, she forced help, she forced rotation. So if you just get a shot up, there's an offensive rebound opportunity, and that's how Georgia Tech needs to get Kubai the basketball, and she's got to score that.
Yeah, Kubai was in a good position but couldn't finish. Now a bit of a run out for Lily Love. Kubai cleans it up. And Kubai now has tied her career high with 21 points. Florida State calls the timeout. Kubai with their sixth career 20-point game. We got a close one here in Atlanta. Back in Atlanta, and really no surprise that Florida State is outscoring Georgia Tech's bench, although it's hefty at 25-7. We talked when we came in, Steph, about the bench depth of Florida State. Nell Fortner has had to use her bench more probably than she anticipated, but doesn't have the punch that Florida State does. And we'll see. This is Georgia Tech. They're going to play 4 games in 8 days. This is the third game in that stretch. They had to play Tuesday on the road at Pittsburgh, and we'll see how this bears out in the last 8 minutes.
Yeah, it's certainly not ideal for a team that has a short bench to basically have to play every other day against a team in Florida State who has a lot of bodies, as Aaron Howard knocks down another 3. A lot of bodies, a team that's just getting its wind back, a team that's just getting back to full strength. And so how does the depth and quality of depth for Florida State really affect in the fourth quarter?
Boy, Aaron Howard putting on a show. Lily Love got it. That was tough. Aaron Howard 3 for 4 from distance tonight. Coming into the game, she was 3 of 18. Somehow finding her stroke after going 17% in her first 6 games. Florida State last played on Sunday, and they have not played together much as a team because of COVID and injuries. Lottinen got stuck a hand in there, and Kubai got the bobble.
You're going to see Georgia Tech slow it down. They want the pace to be a half-court game. They want to make it slow. They want to make it sluggish.
Lottinen off the handoff. There's Bates. They need a shot. Bates, that's another huge 3. Georgia Tech has hit like 3 shots with the shot clock about to go off tonight.
That was a big shot. But, you know, in an ideal situation, that's not the shot you want Sarah Bates taking off the bounce. You want her catch and shoot. But Nell Fortner has got some really good production from players off the bench, and that was a big, big play by Sarah Bates.
Boy, she sure has. Bates, Armenez, Carter getting minutes. Timson was all alone. Georgia Tech was fortunate they didn't find her.
Yeah, that's going to be a play that you're going to see Omaria Gordon learn how to make. you know, right now as a young player coming off of an on-ball screen with a hard head, she just doesn't quite know how to get the ball to her teammate. But right here on the offensive end, Erin Howard has been stretching the defense all night long and adds another one. And Sarah Bates, shot clock winding down, gets it up, and it goes in.
Bates last year dealt with an ankle injury. Started 11 games, then went out with the ankle. All but one of her made shots last year was from three, and that was a big one. First points of the night to get it back to a one-point game. And she hurt her ankle last year against Florida State. Six minutes to go now. Florida State with a one-point lead, and the ball, nice look inside, and the finish by Timpson.
That was a really good pass by Omaria Gordon, and you see just the different dynamic that she gives with the ball in her hands in the middle pick and roll than Bianca Jackson. The ability to explode out of that, the quickness, get downhill.
Hermosa left open. She has had an off night. That's only the third shot she's taken. Normally the leading scorer, Lily Love, getting into the scrum.
All night long, Georgia Tech has forced Florida State to the left in this middle screen and roll. And this is a really good decision by Gordon. She draws the secondary defender, drops it off for an easy two for Timpson.
And again, Gordon, a freshman point guard in ACC games coming in tonight. 3 times as many assists as turnovers, which is outstanding, especially for a true freshman. She gets a break. Hermosa with a miss right there in the paint.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Hermosa just has not been herself here tonight.
Now, she went out with a shoulder injury back in the first half. You see the tape on it. Normally leading this team in scoring at just under 11 points per game. Has 2 tonight. Kept alive by Timpson. And you see it time and time again. Timpson, you've talked about that quick second jump like a great volleyball player. Great athlete, keeping things alive. It's a 3-point lead for the Seminoles.
Well, Florida State has kept themselves in this ballgame and extended a lead because of their ability to shoot the three. Coming into this game, only shooting it 29%. They've been lighting it up tonight. 6 of 13 from the three-point line, and Sammy Puis's 2 were huge for the Noles, giving them the lead. And Erin Howard has shot the ball extremely well, too. She's got 3 of them.
Yeah, 3 for 4 on the night after going 3 for 18 to start the season. And there you see the Georgia Tech vaunted defense. Florida State much higher than the season averages. Puisis this time for 2, a little bit too close to the bucket. And a foul called. They're going to get Lottman. And coming into this game, Florida State 12th out of 15 teams in three-point percentage and also makes. And they have 6 of them tonight, as you mentioned. Puisis with a couple of huge ones that helped get them the lead. Lottman's first foul. Bajetti, her first points of the night after missing her first 6 shots.
Well, getting that to fall, and Georgia Tech continuing to shade left in that middle screen and roll. And Florida State, the last couple of possessions, have been able to take advantage of it.
Gets the lead back up to 5. Bates hit one from there a couple of minutes ago. Love ran into a bunch of trouble, but it stays with Tech.
Well, Bajetti in the middle screen and roll. Again, we saw the dump off the possession before when they ran this play by Gordon, and Bajetti able to have the soft touch and finish.
Bajetti came into this game really hot, especially from 3. Struggled before she got that on the drive. Had to get that one up from Love with the shot clock expiring.
Really good recovery by Bates right there. Bianca Jackson thought she'd had an open look.
Loughnane almost forced the turnover, but boy, Timpkins right in the thick of things again and then converts. Timpson, pardon me.
She is. I mean, she's a player who's just in the right place at the right time. Her quickness and athleticism allows her to get to balls that most people wouldn't get to.
Kubai draws a foul on Timpson. Very special freshman for Coach Sue Semrau, and when we talked to Nell Fortner, she was showing some Michaela Timpson envies that she really would have loved to have signed her, recruited her, but she had decided to go to Florida State early. And look at Lorella Kubai with that basket, a new career high in scoring and a chance at a three-point play.
I mean, she's so good when she gets the ball right here with her back to the basket, uses her body, and going to the rim instead of fading away. She's strong, she's skilled, and then when she gives herself an opportunity by being aggressive, Georgia Tech is a better basketball team.
Absolutely gives them a whole nother dimension. 24 points, a new career high for the fifth-year senior. And most importantly for Tech, cuts the lead back to 4.
This is a possession right here where Omaria Gordon's going to have to learn how to read that switch. You've got Kubai on you. If you can get by her just one step and force a rotation, you get a teammate an open look. Don't concede on the switch.
10 seconds to shoot. Kubai read it all the way. Loughnane, 2-on-1, gets it to Love, got it. Kubai got the telegraph pass, got the break going. We're inside 3 minutes to go. Timeout, Florida State. Crowd is electric in Atlanta. We'll be back. Welcome back. Georgia Tech now down by 2 because of this play by their spark, Lorella Kubai.
Oh my gosh, I mean, her energy, her defense, she leads the break. Loughnane finds Lily Love in transition, and Georgia Tech, just when you think Florida State's about to pull away, see the react, see the intensity. That's the leadership that Lorella Kubai brings to this ball club. The emotion, the toughness, the fire, the fight.
What a game, a new career high in scoring, 24 points, also has 8 rebounds. And yes, this is the first time a team has scored over 60 points against Georgia Tech this season. Auburn with 59 in a win in Atlanta earlier had been the most against the best scoring defense in the country. To out of the timeout. Howard had been hot from 3. Love with the board, and Tech can at least tie it. Kubai posting up, good catch. Bottled up, couldn't score. A fresh 20 for Tech, they don't need it. Loughnane buries it for the lead.
Experience, Pam. There's no substitute for experience. Lodamai Loughnane, Lorella Kubai, making big plays when their team needs it. The finish inside by Kubai doesn't go, but great extra pass by Lily Love. Lodamai Loughnane knocking down a 3.
Boy, Georgia Tech, just 3 losses on the season by a grand total of 11 points. They've had some heartbreakers trying to pull this one out. That last foul was on Love, her second for Tech. Jones found a little daylight and was fouled by Love. Just the 3rd team foul. Both teams with 3 have to get to 5 to get in the bonus. It was a shooting foul, so Morgan Jones heads to the free throw line where she is 3 of 5 this evening. Or check that, her first trip. double check. She's 2 for 2. I'll get it right sometime, Steph. I'll just keep going till I hit it.
That's right.
There's your shot. She's 3 for 3. Nothing but net coming your way tonight after this game at 10 Eastern time. Look at that group. We got Chelsea, Muffet, Kelsey, and company. Kelly Gramlich. Check it out. Nothing but net. They're going to tell you what happened tonight in the ACC and look ahead to what we have to look forward to.
Pam, right here. 1
This is
point
a
ball
good one.
game. Under 2
How about
minutes.
Jones hitting
It's the
both
duck
free
in.
throws.
Gonna hit
Get
the
the
duck in
lead.
again.
You want them to get it to Kubai?
Yes, they were looking to get that duck in. Their timing was just disrupted.
Kubai now out on the perimeter. Goes to her left. Bates has to shoot it. Took a stab. Good defensive possession that time for Florida State to keep Kubai from getting the ball. And now Nell Fortner's team needs a stop. Fortner on the phone yesterday was just talking about how challenging this has been, having to come up with different ways, and Sue Semrau the same. With COVID, there's so many variables.
I mean, it is. It's trying to put together a puzzle with not all the pieces,
Right.
at certain times. And, Nell Fortner's trying to find different creative ways to initiate offense without a true point guard. Sue Semrau's trying to find a way to get her team a cohesive unit, to get their wind back, to get players on the floor and get a rhythm.
Lorella Kubai and Lotomai Lahtinen from Italy and Finland respectively. Look what they have done as a combo. You talked about the experience. They're coming through.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, these are two players that Nell Fortner talks about just how tough they are, tough as nails, play high energy. Lotomai Lahtinen, thrown into playing the lead guard for this team, and every game just gets better, has a better understanding of when to score hers, when to get everybody else involved.
And we talked about the tough losses for Georgia Tech, and 2 of them came down to the last shot. You were at this game, Purdue.
Oh gosh, Janae Terry right there, just off the glass at the buzzer. Heartbreaker for Georgia Tech. No Lotomai Lahtinen in that ball game. She was out with an injury, and then this one that we saw with Emily Engstler going to work at the end of the ball game, finishing. And Nell Fortner talked about, oh gosh, I was just heartbroken for our team.
Yeah, that was a crusher. They led for 33 minutes and 33 seconds, and then the nice ball fake by Engstler, who scored to win that game. Tech had a lead in the 4th quarter, and another nail-biter. Florida State's first game against a ranked team this season. And they are leading by 1. Here's Kubai. Kubai, Love, Hermosa, Bates, and Lahtinen out there. Kubai, good defense there by Myers on her outside shot, off balance. Hermosa bails him out with the offensive
pass.
rebound. Yes, into Love.
What a pass. Oh my goodness. That whole play from the very beginning was set up perfectly. You got 2 shooters in the corner in the horn set. Bates coming off the double screen. Didn't knock it down, but boy, that second effort was terrific.
State down 1 with the ball. Myers couldn't handle it. Gordon, the freshman point guard, dribbles into traffic. Myers got it over to Baldwin, who could not hit. And now Georgia Tech, the shot clock is off. Florida State has to foul Lahtinen.
I mean, watch this play right here. This is Lahtinen, just a great pass. And that is not an easy finish by Lily Love inside.
And Love, perhaps her most athletic player, showing it here.
No question about it. I mean, that was just a heads-up play by Lahtinen and a good, strong finish by Love. And I'm surprised, Pam, that Sue Semrau didn't call timeout when her team didn't have an early look, got a little flustered, ball was stuck on one side of the floor. I'm surprised she didn't call a timeout to draw something up out of the huddle.
It looked like Baldwin got a pretty good chance underneath. As you take a look at the reset, the possession arrow, pardon me, in favor of Georgia Tech. Last foul was on Myers.
Sue Semrau elected not to use a timeout. Just really got a good look. River Baldwin inside with a smaller defender on her. She's got to finish those. And then Florida State almost at a loss, didn't know what to do.
And Florida State, the next foul will send Georgia Tech to the free throw line. Love getting it into Lotman, who was fouled. Boy, and almost stepped over the half-court line, didn't she? Oh, my.
Yes, she did.
That was close. Well, the fifth team foul sends Lotman to the free throw line, where she is definitely 4 of 6 tonight. And you see some of the fans here at Georgia Tech seeing some heartbreakers, hoping to pull one out. Naka Jackson back on the floor for Florida State.
You'd certainly expect Florida State right now to call a timeout after this free throw, advance the basketball, and execute out of a timeout.
The Lotman, 1 out of 2. Hermosa, gigantic offensive rebound. And she was fouled.
Offensive rebounds off of free throws will drive coaches crazy, but that's a long miss. And Hermosa does a good job of coming down. She has struggled offensively tonight, but that was a big play.
Now Hermosa just 2 points, 1 of 4 from the floor, her first trip to the line. Can all but put it away if she hits this one. So cool. Nothing but net on both of them. Florida State does take the timeout. They will advance it, but are down by 4.
Yeah, right now it's a 2-possession ball game, so just need to get a quick score and a foul. I mean right away.
Now Florida State now is in a drought. They have not scored a field goal in almost 4 minutes. Pam Wardle, I'm Stephanie White. Boy, we expected this would be a close game, and we certainly got it. Georgia Tech out to the quick 12-point lead. Florida State came back, led by about a half a dozen. And boy, Georgia Tech, they're so gritty. They've come back and taken the lead now. What a finish.
They are. I mean, they're just a tough team. They're a resilient team. They don't get rattled. They continue to just chip away. Florida State made a run. Georgia Tech came back, and right now, Brooke Wyckoff talking to her team in the huddle. Florida State needs a quick score and a foul right away. And Georgia Tech, you just want to play good position defense. Don't take any chances. You don't want to foul a three-point shooter, and then secure the rebound.
Brooke Wyckoff was the acting head coach last year as Sue Semrau spent it with her mom, who was battling cancer, doing much better now. And here we go. Let's see what Brooke and Sue have drawn up as Puisis gets ready to inbound.
Made.
They want the 3 from Puisis. Kubai with the rebound for Georgia Tech. Her 9th of the game should send them to victory. Good job, y'all. That's Nell, and a good job indeed, Lily Love and the rest of Georgia Tech. Trying to pull out their 13th victory of the season. They would go to 4-1 in the league. Kubai missed them both, but not enough time for the Seminoles. Florida State outscored by 9 in the fourth quarter. And Lorella Kubai, you think she's going to have some fun tonight?
Oh my goodness, Lorella Kubai was outstanding. She was aggressive right away, finished with big defensive plays and huge rebounds for this Georgia Tech team.
A career high 24 points for Kubai, 9 rebounds, so just short of her 8th double-double of the season. Love and Lottanen join Kubai in double figures as they take it 68-64. Coming up, nothing but net. Kelsey leads the group for Stephanie White. I'm Pam Ward as we say so long from Atlanta. Big night for Kubai and the Ramblin' Wreck.